Hello, my name is Sam Johnson. I'm a third generation blue collar entrepreneur specializing in the automotive trade. My current profession is in towing and roadside service, and I've spent the last 20 years in towing, collision repair, and roadside service. In our field of roadside service, the first thing you would need to do is obviously find a company that you would want to work for. You'd have to have a clean background for any type of criminal behavior, which each company would check that and vet that, pass a drug test, and pass a pre-hire physical. In order to become a licensed and certified operator in the state of California, you need to have a level 1 certification, which you could obtain through the California Tow Truck Association. Technicians that are 1 to 2 years into the industry and starting out with mostly light duty service that we refer to it, the ones that would show up for most of your light small cars and trucks, are expected to earn between $35,000 and $50,000 a year. And as you gain further qualifications and further licensing, you can expand that. And I know some heavy operators that do big rig recovery work that are up over $100,000 a year. The people that we find that are the most successful in this profession are typically people who are service-oriented. They like to meet the public, be a point of contact problem solver. They tend to like to work outdoors, don't like to be trapped in an office or a cubicle. And they typically are people who like to work with their hands. They like the opportunity to get out there and work in the streets and work into the dirt and grime of the business. But at the same time being a problem solver with saving somebody in their time of need, or being able to respond to a family that might be stranded on the side of the highway. Those are typically people who have that type of characteristics and behaviors that resonate with this industry. Our typical day is obviously showing up at a moment's notice, meaning that someone did not expect to see us that day, and they've broken down and their day has been disrupted by an automotive event. We will be dispatched and expected to show up within 15 to 30 minutes, get that person's vehicle loaded, get them in the side of the cab of the truck in a place of safety, and then get them back on to their scheduled day. Get them at the dealership or the automotive repair. Maybe it's a tire change or a fuel delivery to help them get back into the schedule that they originally set out to do that day. I've started out driving a tow truck, providing service to people out on the streets, and continued to hone my skills in leadership and management. And that was able to elevate me to a level of a supervisor and then a general manager. And then I chose to buy into the company I was working for, which made me a business owner. And then as we expanded, the automotive collision repair became a multi-business owner, and I currently operate 2 tow truck companies today. So the sky's kind of the limit to what somebody wants to do. You could have a background in the trade that knows how to operate the trucks and equipment. And then as you expand your business knowledge, you could grow yourself into a tow truck company owner and operator. Right out the gate, you're talking about somebody who's going to work in the elements 365 days a year, 24/7. So it's an industry that does not sleep. We have service providers and trucks and drivers available to go service the motoring public, and that means that you're either on call or out throughout the duration of the night and into the weekends. And so it's not a 8 to 5 type job. The other part of this industry is overcoming some of the prejudices that exist outside the walls of our industry with people looking in on us, which I think we're starting to see the trends and changes with so many of the advances in the automobile and the technology that's coming towards the automotive industry. We're finally seeing the elevation of the professionalism, but it's taken a long time and it's been a slow road. But those who are the most professional stand out, head and shoulders above their peers. So it's obviously an advantage as well. I think if I was going to recommend somebody who was truly interested in coming into the trade, I would tell them to go get involved in their local state association and spend time around other professionals that have been doing this for a decade or 2 or 3, and find out what was their success, and then look outside the walls of the industry to make sure that you're in line with what the consumer trends are going to be. And the example of that I would provide is 3 years ago, most of the roadside was coming through some sort of membership-based services, a AAA or a major insurance provider. And we know, just as everybody knows, that the world is changing, that you're getting your movies through Netflix and you're getting your products through Amazon. Well, Roadside is no different, and you need to be aware that the consumer behaviors are driving towards app-based platforms like an Uber-type service. There's an emerging one called Tozing out in the market that is going to be the front runner of these application-based products. And you need to know that as you build and design your business, especially if you're just getting in, that it needs to be technology-friendly and consumer-driven.